Alright, hello, this is just a completely normal, casual, no mantle run. It's nothing special, but this is just how I think of the fight. So this is just for a friend, so this will be a video of just that. So the first thing I do is I just eat for health, because since it's a normal fight, I don't really care. I'm not trying to do as much damage, I just eat for health. And then if you do a quest from the camp, so if you abandon or like return from mission and go to the camp, you can start the quest instantly. So that's why I did this, because I had a couple shitty runs that weren't even good at all. Even though I should have saved this, because those are definitely more normal than this. So yeah, the first thing I do, of course, I think this one's a crash landing, so this means like I cannot get any rocks, so this is just like straight up raw fighting this thing. Alright, so usually around, if it sees me, I'm like, okay, it's probably gonna try and roar or do something. So I don't think it automatically roars, so what I just did was I just started attacking it, because I think it leaps back then it roars. So I knew it's like, okay, it's gonna leap back and roar, so I can maybe get some free hits in. I just chose the tail for some reason. So there's a leap back, so now I know it's gonna roar right now. So as you see, it like sort of goes back a little bit before the roar. So it jumps back, you see its head go up and down. And then right there I know, okay, it's about to roar. So that's when I put my guard point up. And then I can side hop. So I know when it puts its head up, it's going to do a punching attack. So I just grabbed some flash there, and then I loaded it up and got my red shield. Because you want to keep red shield up, because that makes it so you take less damage on your guards. So I keep seeing it puts its head up, so let me see if I can rewind it just a little bit. So like, I keep seeing it puts its head up, so I know it's going to do a lunging attack. So whenever I see its head go up, I know, okay, it's going to be a lunging attack. So I can either go for the arms, or if I'm in the back, I can easily go for the tail. I just failed an RT attack. I tried to get the tail, but it didn't work. So it did not put its head up. I think I attacked a bit too early, and now I know I'm about to get hit by the tail. It didn't put its head up, so I'm about to just get destroyed by the tail. So I see the lunge, I'm like, okay, maybe I can attack the wing while it's recovering. And then, as you see, it recovers really quickly. This monster recovers really quickly all the time. So when I try to attack during its recovery, it hits me with the tail. But since I'm a charge blade, I can do a guard point in time. So that was pretty nice. So I miss that. I try to hit that. I miss it. So then I press RT triangle for a guard point, so I can defend against the tail. And then I try and hit recovery. But as you see, this thing is so fast, you can get hit on the recoveries, so it sort of sucks. So a lot of the time you try and hit on recovery, it's probably going to hit you back, because this thing just recovers so fast. So I get hit there, because that's just how the game goes. And then I never want to be in front of the monster, especially a Tigrex, because its head is a hitbox almost all the time. Its arms are a hitbox a lot of the time. So I want to at least try to be to the side when I can, because I know if it's going to do a hitbox, it's going to be in front of it. It doesn't do hitboxes to the side except for the tail, and that's sort of rare. So I never try and be in front of this thing. So I see it attacks, but I'm pretty sure at that point I'm like, alright, it's probably going to do another attack, so I just roll out the way. So at that moment I saw that it was going for my cat, so whenever it goes for my cat, I know I can try to get an SAED. So I have my files up from earlier. I see its head is going up. And I'm like, okay, I can go for an SAED. So I do a Y, and I do a shield thrust, then the SAED. As I know, yeah, because this monster just recovers so fast. You're just gonna get hit by so many of the attacks with an SAED. So you just have to decide: is it okay to get hit with an SAED? If not, don't use an SAED. Just honestly, with this monster, you could probably just do one attack in axe mode. If not, you could even just try and stay in sword mode. But as a charge blade, you want to use your files, or you're not playing the weapon right. So you could go into axe mode and do a B attack, a B or a circle attack, and then use a file and just try and do some damage. But I try and do SAED when it's on my cat. I do not know why I didn't attack the tail there. That was definitely enough time, but it's whatever. And now it turned around, and I'm probably going to get hit again. Alright, so whenever I see it turn towards me, I'm just like, it's time to guard point. So I miss attacking the tail. I see it turns toward me, and I'm like, okay, I'm probably going to get attacked. Because it does a move, it turns to you, and then it's probably going to attack. So at this point, I'm like, alright, it's going to attack me. So I get ready to do a guard point, which I'm always ready to do a guard point because I'm a charge blade. So, and it puts its head up. I do the guard point. It recovers very fast while I'm trying to attack it. It recovers, and then I get hit by the arm. That's how fast it is. So you just have. I think the left arm is safer. I don't fight this thing a lot. Maybe just start attacking the left arm, but. Yeah, this thing just recovers so fast when you hit it. It's actually really annoying. This is not the best charge blade fight for me, but it's whatever. So whenever I see its head go up, I'm like, it's going to lunge, it's going to attack, as I said before. So then I try to do a guard point. I miss the guard point here, so now I'm going to do an attack. And I'm going to have to hope I recover in time for when it comes back for me. So then I see it turning back. I press RT to go directly into my sword mode again so I can have my shield in front of me, or at least have access to a guard point. I got extremely lucky with that one, so I'm happy that worked, but it probably doesn't work all the time. So I'm probably going to try and counterattack here because I know that's its attack. I'm going to try and probably get some more file right here because that's its attack. I probably have a chance to do one attack and then wait for it to attack again. So now it's probably completely recovered. I should expect an attack very soon. And then, yeah, it recovered. So being in its body, I was like, if I can get under its head hitbox, I should be good. And that's what I did. I rolled under the head hitbox. Let me rewind a little bit. So, and then I did it. I see it's going to probably attack, roll under its head hitbox. And then I charge my file. I see it's looking at me, and it's going to do its tail attack, because I roll under it. Its tail's the nearest hitbox that it can hit me with. So I'm like, okay, it's going to probably tail attack me. So then I leaped to the side, and I should guard point this, because I have my sword and shield ready. Okay. I guess I was out of range. So every time I miss a guard point, I want to go back into sword and shield mode, because that's the mode with the shield. And this thing fucking sucks, so you have to pull the shield out. Over here, I know I really can't do an SAED, so I'm sort of just stacking my files. And I think there's a point where I do get a bunch of lucky SAEDs in a row. But at this point, I would just keep reloading my shield and keep loading up files until I get a good chance. Like, I'll keep red files and 6 of these, just in case I can't SAED. And then I probably should have got hit there, but here's my guard point, just in case. And since I missed that, and it's going to attack me, it's just whatever. If I guard pointed, I would have been able to guard this, but since I missed it, I'm probably going to get hit. Okay, I got lucky. So the second you miss a guard point, just press R. Just press R the second you miss a guard point. Because you can put your sword and shield up fast enough for another one. So I do this. Miss the guard point, do an RT, and then I can put it back in time. So then I always try and hop to the side. I don't want to ever cross the monster. Crossing the monster means you're taking more time to dodge something. So I always try and jump away from the monster so I can prepare for its next move. That was its next move. I should have attacked the arm. I don't know why I didn't. So I should here. But I got pretty lucky there, and then I thought, oh, I'm going to do a BBB SAED. I didn't. I completely messed this up, but thankfully on the vine, if you hit it with a hard enough attack, you can put it in the ground. I don't know how much damage you'll be able to do at a lower rank than me, because I have like full augmented, except for attack augment stuff with good skills. But if you do enough damage on these vines, you can knock it down. But I completely ruined this one because I thought I could do a BBB SAED, but I didn't, and it's pretty embarrassing. But at least you can see the damage. So I like keep pressing B. I was like, alright, whatever. So then I just charge my shield, and then I have red right there, so I just recharge that. I'm like, whatever, I'll just put my shield back up and charge that. And since it got knocked down, since it went down, like it knocked down, like when you wallbang, it knocks down, it enrages. That got knocked down in the vines. I know it's going to enrage after this. I know it's going to jump backwards. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to get myself in a good place to guard point it and do a little damage back. And I think I tried, no, I definitely tried to SAED here, but I think I missed it, and it was pretty dumb. Because I knew it was going to charge, or I knew it was going to roar, I throw up my guard point. Whenever you see this red swirl on Dante CB, that's a guard point. So I throw my guard point, and I try to SAED because I have full files. And I'm pretty sure I missed it. Oh wait, I don't, okay. So then I get lucky there, and I send it into a stagger. So I'm like, okay, I can weaken apart. Or I can just attack it and try and get some files. Oh wait, okay. I guess that's a knockout. I thought it was a stagger. I'm wrong. It's a knockout. So now I'm like, okay, I can go on ahead and attack its head. Just get some damage. Okay, my cat paralyzes, so I'm like, alright, very nice. I'm going to keep attacking its head, its chest, or its arm just to get red so I can SAED it again. Alright, so I SAED. I wanted... When I try and SAED, I try and go as far down the body as I can, because for impact files it just goes down. For like other files, it's sort of just like, yeah, I think it blows up in a closer radius. So in impact, I like try to go from those. So it goes like around maybe to the back to the mid tail. So I'm like, thank God. Hit a 360, and now I know it's going to start just running at me. So I'm just going to like jump to the side and try to evade how much times it runs at me. Alright, since I saw it do like a little backup thing right here, when I see its head like, oh whoops, I thought I rewinded. So like whenever I see its head like, sort of like go like, and I see its body go in, I'm like, okay, it's going to do the spin attack. It's really goddamn annoying. It can do a run into a spin attack, and there's not a lot you can do about that. You just sort of take it. But this one I knew was a spin attack, so I'm like, okay, I see it going in, I'm going to try and guard point it. I'm pretty sure I missed. So I miss, and then I'm like, okay, I miss, I have to press right trigger so I can get back to my sword and shield. And then I probably hop. I don't know why I hopped to it. I think I hopped to it to try and attack its head. But honestly, I should just... Then again, I couldn't hop to the right because there's a ledge there. So I always hop after a guard point so I can like do an action quicker. I think it's quicker, but I don't know. Okay, I guess I hop and roll away. So I see it's on my cat now. So I'm like, alright, let me see what... It's probably going to do a lunge at my cat. because it's facing my cat. So I'm like, alright, what can I do to its tail? I thought it was going to turn around and rush me, so I was like, okay, I'm just going to step back and charge this. So whenever, yeah, this attack is really fast, so like, it's pretty annoying too. So I see that, I roll back, I charge that, I jump to the side, it turns to me, and I'm like, okay, it's turning to me, it's going to attack me. And I'm like, which attack? Is it going to be a lunge, or what is it going to be? And it decides to do the rock attack. So I see its hand go up. I'm like, okay, that's a rock attack. I can get a guard point in time. So I get the guard point in time. And now I'm like, alright, what's its next move going to be? Because it recovers so fast. Alright, it's fully recovered. And as you see it goes back, I'm like, okay, it's going to be a lunge attack. And then I try and guard point. I'm pretty sure I missed this one. And since it's enraged, its red thing is, you see the red thing. So I know it's enraged. It's going to go and attack me again after this. So now I'm like, oh, god damn it. I missed the guard point. So I'm going to have to press RT to recover, and I'm going to be looking away from it. It's probably going to hit my back. So as you see, it's turning while I'm trying to throw that out, and it goes for my cat. I'm lucky, but I would have had enough time to roll. I would have had enough time to roll, oh, I have the thing. I have enough time to roll this way. If it went to me, it would look like this, so I'd have enough time to roll here, but it's going for my cat, so I'm like, oh, okay. So I don't actually need to worry about that. So I was pretty lucky there, and I think I roll anyway. Okay, so now I see it's going towards me, so I'm like, I'm going to roll up. I'm going to draw more. I'm going to roll up here because I know it's going to go straight at me like this. So I'm going to roll up so I can avoid that. And then it does the spin attack. So that's why Sword and Shield mode is so important, because you can guard point all the shield attack. Or you can guard point these attacks so much. So I can't really predict if it's going to do the roll attack. I think after 2 or 3 runs it does the roll thing, or the spin one. I just saw it was going after me. I'm like, okay, I'm just going to guard point. So then I guard point and I'm like, wow. And then I think, since it does an attack, I guard point it successfully. I'm like, okay, I can attack its arm now. I should attack the arm. And then, now it's recovered, so I have to get ready for the next attack. I guess, yeah, so it turns around. I'm like, okay, I'm going to have to jump back and see what the next attack is going to be. Or thankfully it's just that. And then, yeah, and then whenever I see its arm go up, I have to get ready for a guard point. So, hold on, let me rewind a bit. So it does the rock attack towards my cat. I'm like, okay, I roll back. And then I charge my stuff right there. And then I'm like, okay, and then I'm like, okay, what's this next attack going to be? And then it's the rock attack to me, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to guard point it. And I hop to the right so I can get away from its hitbox. And then I see it again, I'm like, wow, time to guard point again. I miss it, so I know I'm going to have to press right trigger after this, or else I'm going to get hit, and I probably do get hit, because that is such a fast attack, and it's recovered already. And then after that, I'm like, okay, whatever. Because missing a guard point sort of sucks, but it's whatever. It's pretty frustrating. And then it's the rock attack again. I got hit. I think I switched out of my, my axe by then, but I didn't register it. I'm like, oh shit, it's going to do the rock attack. So I go to the left to try and avoid the rocks, because the rocks sort of like, they're like this, and I think it actually goes around here. I think I get hit here. So let's see what happens. But I see the rock attack, I roll to the left. And that's pretty rough. Oh, I guess I did recognize I had my shield out, so I throw up another guard point. And then, yeah, hop to the left so I don't stay in front of it. I see it's going after my cat. I'm like, okay, can I get an SAE? The answer is no. It recovers and then it attacks me because I'm dumb. What I should have done is I really should have just I should just wait for its next attack, because when it's enraged, it's just a moving hitbox. I see it's doing this. I think I'm not in axe mode, but I think when I was playing I thought I was. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get hit again. So I rolled because I thought I was in axe mode. I got pretty lucky. I don't know why I rolled across from it. That's actually really dumb. And then I don't know why I press R. I think at that time, no, I don't know. That's just a dumb move by me, because I'm about to get hit right here. So yeah, I get out of it and I'm like, okay, go into sword mode and then roll away from it. I'm about to get hit again. Alright, and then I get myself situated, not in front of it. No, I don't even want to be diagonal. I just want to be to the side so I can be at a safe place so I can react to it. If it has more time to turn towards me, I have more time to react. So that's what I think. So since I'm perpendicular, I'm like, okay, it has to turn 90 degrees. I'm right here, and I'm ready to throw out any guard point I need to at this point. So that's what I do. And then I'm going to wait for it to turn to me, then I'm going to react to it. Alright, so then it just like sort of... Oh, okay, I guess I have a drawing. Hold on, let me... I do need to get here. So it goes to my cat, and I'm like, okay. What? So I like trying to situate myself to react to it. Come on. Play. Play. And then I see it goes to my cat. I'm like, okay, what can I do while it's going for my cat? And I'm like, okay, I think I can SAED here. Except for that's a really quick bite attack, but I'm like, alright, you know what? Might as well try the SAED. And let's see. And I get pretty lucky, because it goes to my cat again. And then I'm like, okay. And then I'm like, alright, can we do this again? But this time, I don't mess up. This time, I just go straight for the charge attack, Y, and then I SAED. So I do the shield thrust. This time, I don't want to use too much time for it. Unfortunately, I attacked too late, and I missed some of the files, but it's whatever. Damage is damage. I take it any day. So, I'm so dumb. It recovered. It lands. This thing recovers so fast. I'm like, I'm just going to attack it. That is what I should not have done. I should have waited for it to recover. But I attack it, and now I get hit. Wow, I got incredibly lucky. I would, if it was a different weapon, I probably would have got hit because I wouldn't have done enough damage. But now that I see it's down again, I'm like, okay, time to load these up again and do another SAED. I usually jump back a little bit to get the full range. I wanted to get the full range. It flies up, but this time, it is going down into my SAED, so I'll do damage. And now it's like, okay, I'm going to get out of here. Because I did enough damage. I see it's yellow. I think Agitator wore off, and it's going to head out of here. It's going to roar because it roars when it leaves. But I wasn't ready for the roar for some reason, so... Alright, I see its hand go up. I'm like, okay. At this point, I'm like, okay, I should be able to guard point. I think I guard pointed. Okay, very good. So, yeah. Whenever I see it do something, I'm like, alright, throw up a guard point. That's the best way to do it. So I guard point, I attack its leg, and then I try to get out, and then it just recovers so fast. So you're going to get hit with this monster. But you just want to minimize how many times you do get hit by trying not to be in front of it. But that's always hard to do, so... so you just like, you just sort of take what you can get as fast as you can get it, and charge blade is really nice because you have all the defensive options with it. So let's continue. So I see its attack, and I'm like, okay, I can actually evade, I can actually attack it, and then right here I jump to the side because I'm anticipating it's going to do another attack. I think at this point, I think it's going to do a tail spin, but it actually has a different like posture, so I know So it shouldn't be doing a tailspin, but I just want to be ready for it. So I think I guard point into that. Hold on, sorry. So I missed that. I attack. I jump to the side because I think it's going to tailspin or something. So I can get ready for a guard point, but it leaps back. Oh, tailspin. So I leap to the side, I get ready for that, and then I guard point it. And I cannot believe I missed that. That should have been a guard point, but it's whatever. So I see my thing is red now, so I'm going to load that up so I can get an SAED if I want to. That's a guard point right there. So when you do a roundhouse slash, it's a guard point. So now I have a guard point hitbox right in front of me, just in case. Oh, I can draw with the mouse. I have a guard point hitbox in front of me just in case. So like this is like maybe half a second of a guard point. So I'm like, okay, I have half a second of a guard point in front of me if I need it. I leave this out for a bit and then I switch back to the other guard point so I can guard this attack that it's about to do. And then I guard point there and it absolutely just shreds my sharpness, but it's whatever because I rather take sharpness loss than damage. And since it's enraged, I know it's going to keep running at me. So at this point, I'm like, okay, I have to get out of this corner. And it's far enough away from me now, I'm like, okay, I'm just going to charge it up. And my catch it. I would use Coral Highlands thing, but this is just for my boy, so he knows how to fight this without like all the other things he doesn't have. And I also don't use mantles because of that too. So I see it jump, I roll, I'm on the vines, I know there's like shockwave, so I try not to get hit by the shockwave. And then it just happens. So I see it's really on my cat now, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to try and do another SAED, because I see it's on my cat, it's like in my cat right now. I was a little hesitant because I was like, I don't know how much is on my cat, so I'm like, okay, I'm going to back out of it. I see it's on me, guard it, and then I probably attack it. And then right here, I should have known it was going to roar, because when it does that side walking thing, it's a roar, no matter what, it's a roar. So I should have thrown a guard point here, but it's whatever. But I know now, since my map is gray, it's leaving, so I know it's not going to attack me. I think I tried a taxi here, but I miss it. Okay, never mind. That was another one. That was awful. So of course sharpen, and then when I go to the bottom of this is when I'm going to recharge my shield because I don't want to waste my files. So I do it right here because I'm close enough to the monster where it can actually attack me. You'll see it actually come up right here. So I do it a little early so I can prepare for that. And as I see it walk towards me, I throw up a guard point because I know I can defend that attack. And when it's enraged, just like arm hitbox, head hitbox. So I'm like, please, one of those hitboxes hit me in my guard point. Because if I didn't hit that, I'd go into axe mode, then I'd be under it, and it's going to roll back at me. So then I hit the guard point. I'm like, okay, I can attack its leg, and I can get red. So I go for the red. I'm like, I do not want to fight here. I really shouldn't have evaded here, but I did not want to fight here. I think I dodged it, but I should have just thrown a guard point up to protect against this too. And then I'm like, okay, I need to get out of here. It's terrible, and it's going to do the rock thing. Okay, I guess it's just the same. So now I'm like, okay, it's a more open area. I can fight it comfortably so I won't get choked to death by hitboxes in a hallway. And if you have slinger ammo, 100% at this time, you would dunk it into a wall and then just throw an SAED on it because you have all the files. So I see its hand goes up. I know now it's going to be a rock. Except for this one, since it's like all this land is like craggy, I think sometimes the rocks go like overhead and then some like go more. It's pretty annoying. So I throw up a guard point even though I think some of the rocks like completely miss me. It's really annoying because no matter what, you should throw a guard point on this just in case. So it's annoying. So I miss it. I'm like, okay, now I have to get out the guard point, and then press RT to go in shield mode again. Before it attacks. I would have defended against that if it actually hit me. So now, yeah, I'm fishing for an SAED for this next cat. Just that one. If I hit all of it, I think I would have stunned it, but it sort of sucks because it goes against my cat. You almost need to go against your cat 2 times in a row if you want to SAED. But you can just use your temporal mantle too, because, okay. You can just use your temporal mantle too, but I did this purposefully so you know how to fight it without. But if you do have your temporal mantle, throw in your temporal mantle and SAED. And when you get Rocksteady Mantle, you just throw up the Rocksteady Mantle and SAED as long as you want. That would actually probably shorten the fight by like 3 minutes. So at this point, I'm like, okay, I need to get back into sword mode because I miss the whatever. I miss the guard point, so I need to get back to sword mode so I can defend. As you see right there, I'm like, okay. His body sort of hunches back. You see its tail go up. I'm like, okay, it's gonna hit me with the tail. And I have this guard point coming up from switching from axe mode to sword mode. I have a guard point with that, so I keep that up, and then I renew the guard point with switching to axe mode after that if I need to. So axe to sword guard point, sword to axe guard point. So there's my sword or axe to sword guard point. If I want to renew it, I just go sword to axe again, which is what I do. And now I know that. Recharge and then see what my cat's doing, and then I prepare for its next attack. So yeah, now it's just like reaction time. See what it does with my cat, and then I'm like, okay, what can I do while it's attacking me? Rocks, and I know I can avoid it there while it's doing that. It's on my cat, so I'm going to do SAD. And then it was going to attack me, but I did enough damage to knock it down. So I'm pretty happy about that. And now I have yellow, so I'm like, okay, I'm going to go to red and SAED because I know it's knocked down. And then I'm probably going to do my back hop. Honestly, what I should do is just throw an SAED like down this way, but I just like to try and get the head to knock it out. So I'm pretty sure I just like my little jump back. Okay, I do it right this time. I somehow get the tail. Okay, that's good. It's recovering, so I know I can attack it. I have yellow. The next roundhouse with focus 3 should be red, and then I can go back to SAEDing if I need to. I guess I don't take the red. I hop to the side. I see its head is like in. I think it's going to do a tail spin because I see its head go in. I sort of see its tail back here. So I'm like, okay, get ready for another guard point. And that's what I thought. So then I throw the guard point. I'm like, oh no, that's not good. But since it jumped backwards, I know it's gonna roar. So I have enough time to react to it if I need to. And I'm probably gonna walk up to it and throw a guard point up. So I'm like, okay, throw up the guard point. It's probably going to walk this way, so I'm going to go this way to anticipate its movement so I can evade it. Recharge my shield, and then I roll because this is moving hitbox mode, and you can't do a lot with it unless you can lock it down, which you really can't without a Rocksteady Mantle or putting on a temporal and trying to throw an SAED and hoping you can stop it. So during this mode, it sort of just sword attacks until it's in guard point. I don't even know why I just even thought about SAED there. That was a missed guard point, and I'm like, okay, I missed the guard point. I have to throw up my sword again. And then I'm like, okay, is it going to do the spin attack? For me, this is its second or third run, so I'm like, okay, it's not going to do the spin attack yet. And this one, I'm like, okay, it's probably going to spin attack. So I get ready for it. And then I just do a regular guard because I didn't want to try and guard. I see it went back, I'm like, okay, it's going to lunge. Guard point, and then it's running towards me. I think it also can do a spin attack after this, so I just have to be wary of it. Alright, this one's definitely a spin attack. Alright, so you can just sort of tell. I think it like makes a noise when it's going to spin attack. So this one's a rough one. And I'm like trying to fish for an SAED if I can. I'm pretty sure I go for it. Because I see it. Get that, and then I refresh. And I see it's going to do the lunge attack, so either guard point or dodge. I think I dodge this time. Okay, alright, so it's drooling. I decided, okay, I either clutch clot and weaken it, or I can do a full SAED. And I'm like, okay, it's SAED because that's going to do more damage. And I get like the whole body because of the... And at this point I'm like, okay, good game. Okay, that's my strategy. And then I just go up and capture it because why not? So that's pretty much it. Hopefully that's enough insight. Even though it's 36 minutes of a video. Hopefully that helps with Tigrex a little bit, but yeah, it's just mostly about pattern recognition, guard pointing, seeing what the head does, and being able to know its recovery time, know when to guard point, and always have your sword and shield up just in case you need a guard point. Okay, hopefully that helps. Goodbye.